Hi everyone, I want to welcome you to Math 09X for the spring 2021 semester. My name's Carrie and I'm your professor, and this is my family, my husband Tim, my son Callan, 3.5, and my littlest one, Cody. It will be 10 months when our semester begins. If you're in this course, you could be in actually one of three courses, either Math 091 Pre-Algebra, Math 092 Elementary Algebra, or Math 094 Intermediate Algebra. Math 09X is a personalized program for building your math success, and it blends self-paced computer-based lessons, real-time faculty coaching via Zoom, and you can complete more than one semester of work in a semester if you work fast and if you have multiple levels to complete. Our philosophy is that you learn math by doing your math. You need immediate feedback to be central to your learning. So you will be doing your online homework and you will immediately know whether you're getting the questions right or wrong. That way you don't learn how to do something incorrectly and then need to unlearn that. So you'll always know, you'll get that immediate feedback about whether you're doing something right or wrong so that you can seek help if you need it. You should master one topic before moving on to the next topic. So we have set minimum grade that must be achieved on each topic before you're allowed to move on. It won't unlock in the system until you're ready to progress. And instructor monitoring will keep you informed of your progress. So I will constantly be emailing you and tracking you and letting you know whether you're ahead, whether you're right on track, or whether you're starting to fall behind, and what you should do based on those things. As far as courses and modules are concerned, every course, so a course is again either 091, 092, or 094, is made up of what we call modules. And a module is made up of sections. Each module has 3 to 7 sections of work to complete. And every section is made up of some videos that you need to watch, homework to complete, and occasional progress checks, which are like quizzes. A breakdown of what this looks like specifically is that Math 091 Pre-Algebra consists of modules 1 through 6. So if you are in Math 091, 1 through 6 are the modules that you are responsible for completing this semester, with the completion of module 6 meaning you earn your passing grade. If you're in Math 092, you are responsible for modules 7 through 12, completion of module 12, getting you your pass. And Math 094 are modules 13 through 19, completion of module 19, earning the pass. You are expected to work about 12 hours per week on math. I know that can sound like a lot, but you have to consider that if you were attending a class in the classroom on campus, you would be attending 4 hours per week, and then you would be responsible for completing 8 hours additional to that on your own, homework and things like that. So we just have to encompass that whole 12 hours since we're completely virtual. You will begin, or you can begin if you wish to, by pre-testing so that you do not have to work on material you already know. If you score a 70% or higher on a pre or a post test, you move on. And if you do not pass a pre-test, then you need to work through that module or chapter of work. So we definitely do not want you spending time on topics that you already know. There's an optional pre-test at the beginning of each module, and if you can show at a 70% or higher that you know that material already, you skip straight on to the next module. Pre-tests are very helpful. So again, like I said, each module has a pre-test that's not required, but optional. If you score that 70% or higher, you get to move directly on to the next module. Even if your score is less than a 70, some of the problems that you get correct may be removed from your homework so that you will have less to work through. So even if you think that I'm probably not going to get a 70, maybe I can get a 50 though, and maybe a good portion of the homework will be removed. So they can be very helpful no matter whether you pass them or not. There's still kind of a way to fast track yourself through the material. You can only take a pre-test one time though. So you get one shot at it to see, can I skip it entirely? Can I get some homework removed? And then you need to continue moving on. As you're working through a module, if you work through a module, you will be required to complete guided notebook pages. You can print or download these pages from links in MyLabs Plus. The links are always on the first page in a module. You will read in your e-text, which is the book for this course, and write out all of the work and the answers for the problems. So they're like example problems for you to do, but there's help in the book to help you get through them. And your complete notebook has these pages along with your written work on homework and progress checks. So when I talk about a notebook, I mean these guided pages, and I mean your written out work for every homework and every progress check. If you're working through a module, for each section, you're going to complete those guided notebooks by watching the linked videos in MyLabs Plus and by reading the e-text. You will then complete a homework assignment, and you must score a 90% or above in order to move on. So you just keep completing those problems until you achieve that 90% or higher, and then the progress check will unlock. After a few sections of doing videos and notes and homework, videos and notes and homework, then you will stumble upon a progress check. It's like a quiz. On these, you have to get an 80% or higher in order to move on. So what's different between the progress checks and the homework is that you don't get to work individual problems over and over again. You have to do all of the problems and then submit it. And the help aids are removed, so you don't get extra help on those. So it's stepping you up to be able to do the problems more on your own. They're kind of like tests. You need an 80% on those in order to move on. And then you repeat until all sections have been completed. So you're going to do notes and homework, occasional quiz, notes and homework, occasional quiz. And then when you get finished, you will get your notebook graded at an 80% or above to move on. And then you will take the post test. Tests are required a 70% to pass. So if you need a little visual, which I always do, this is really helpful. If you start at the module and you take the pretest, if you pass that pretest, you move directly on to the next module, and you may choose to try to pretest there as well. If you either choose not to pretest or you try it and you don't pass, then you move into the actual sections of the module where, again, you do notebooks and videos, homework, notebooks, videos, homework, kind of round and around. Occasionally you do a quiz. When you're finished, you get your notebook graded and take the post test, and then passing that is where you get on to your next module. So a little bit more about this guided notebook, because it seems to be a part that students struggle with, really understanding what all is required. So we can't hit it more. We cannot hit it enough times, really, which is that you get these guided pages that you print or download from your MLP course. You fill those in. Your homework, written homework. So even though you enter your answers online, you are required to write down every problem and all of your work and all the steps, and all of the progress check work as well. Then either I or a facilitator can grade it for you. You'll either scan it and submit it to us, or you will take a video of it and submit that. As far as attendance goes, there are 2 attendance components each week. The first one is actually working on your math. So the goal for it to be counted as present that week is you need to complete at least one progress check or test each week. And this is a minimum. Completing just that much work will not guarantee that you will pass the course, but it does guarantee that you remain in the course. It shows that you are actively working in the course, that you are attending, basically. So one progress check or test per week. And also there is what we call a weekly attendance assignment. These are under the attendance assignments tab in MLP. They help you understand how the course works, and they keep you in communication with me. So these are easy. These you should do every Monday morning. They don't take a lot of time, and they are specifically worded to make sure that you understand what's going on in the course. So probably the week 1 attendance assignment asks you, how do I correctly do my attendance every week? And the answer is something like what's on this page. Around midterm, there will probably be a question about when is midterm, where do I need to be at midterm, things like that. So it's just helping to double check that you understand what's going on in the course and that you're not missing any information. Make sure you check your Heartland email at least 3 to 4 times a week. This is your primary way of contacting me, and I will send you update emails. Calculators for the course, these are the two models that you are allowed to use. It's a scientific calculator that looks like this. You cannot use a graphing calculator at all in this course. You cannot use your cell phone as a calculator. And calculators can only be used starting at Module 6 on through Module 19. So if you're starting in Math 091 and you are completing Modules 1 through 6 this semester, you cannot use a calculator at all until that final module. If you're starting in 092 or 094, you may use this type of calculator for the entire course. And again, that will be checked when you take your proctored tests. So you want to make sure that you've got the correct one and that you all of a sudden don't get in trouble for having the wrong kind of calculator. For tests, there are both pre and post tests. You must write down all of your work on your own paper. All work has to be written out, numbered in order, nice and neat, answers circled. You get your notebook checked before you can take a test. You cannot use notes on the test, though. There are multiplication tables, grids, and graphing number lines. Those are all, I'll show you where those are in a different video. And then you must scan or video your written work and submit that to me in order to receive a grade. So when you submit your test, after you've taken it, you will not get anything back. It will just submit. It won't show you your score. It won't do anything. You must, immediately after you submit that test online, submit to me your written work. And at that point, I will grade it along with what is online, and I will send you out your score. So your score is not actually finalized until I have finalized it. 2 tests per course are proctored. So for 091, it's modules 4 and 6. For 092, it's modules 10 and 12. And for 094, it's modules 17 and 19. All of the other ones you take on your honor, on your own, but these 2 are proctored. You will either make an appointment for a Zoom or an in-person proctoring. And you should definitely take the practice test first, no matter what, not just on these module tests, but on all module tests, so that you know what to expect. We provide practice tests to help get you ready. Definitely ask for help. There's a lot to learn about how this course works, and I'm available for you, and we have a lot of facilitators to help you. And there are times that you can schedule to talk to a facilitator. They are our helpers in this course. They are like tutors, but they are specifically for the 09X courses only. So they are very, very specific to help you with this course and not any other course. So right now you want to be choosing which pathway will I take? Where will I start? You want to read through the documents in the syllabi and documents in MLP. Complete the course policy assignment. You must get a 100% of that on that in order to unlock any other assignment, and I will talk about that also in another video. And then you need to decide if you're going to try to pre-test out of your first module or go ahead and just work through it. But the best way to decide that is to take a practice test. So that is the first thing that I will always suggest that you do, is take a practice test for your first module, see if it's content that you already know, and if it is, great, we want to get you to try pre-testing out of that. If not, then you may just choose to work through it, and you can always have those 2 choices. I will discuss those options with you individually. As far as getting extra help this semester, again, we have these facilitators who are specifically for 09X. You can make an appointment with them to have a Zoom session or even an in-person session. And to get there, to find that, you use the Getting Help tab in MLP and click there, and then you can set up an appointment that way. And Heartland also offers free tutoring for all students. You can work with a tutor by phone or by Zoom. Go to the tutoring page in Heartland for that. So we have lots of ways for you to get help with this course. And that is the end of this slideshow. Again, welcome. Check out the other orientation videos and check out MLP to get started this semester.